Okay, now I will show you how to do a three-term polynomial without doing guess and check. There will be two ways that we'll do this, the AC method and the diamond method. So we'll do the AC method first. So just to review our factoring strategy, again remember the first step, always look for the greatest common factor. Next, we'll see how many terms there are. If there's two terms, we'll do special forms, that's lecture 25. If there's three terms, we might do special forms, AC method, diamond method, or guess and check. You've done guess and check in lecture 23. We'll do AC and diamond in 24. Four terms, you know how to do grouping. Then we'll see if there's any further factoring. I'll cover that in lecture 25. And then you check your answer by multiplying. So the focus of lecture 24 is AC and diamond. We're doing AC first. So we're keeping our strategy just over here on the left-hand side. And I've just reviewed our grouping steps there as well. So just as an introduction, I want to just kind of give you a little idea of how the AC method came to be. So if we have 3x plus 2 times x plus 4, if I wanted to FOIL this, I do my first, which gives me 3x squared. Outside would give me 12x. Inside would give me 2x. And the last would give me 8. Then combining like terms, I get 3x squared plus 14x plus 8. So this is how the AC method works. Remember, factoring is just multiplication backwards. So I'll start with 3x squared plus 14x plus 8. Now, notice that 3x squared plus 14x plus 8, that's just the same thing. Instead of 14x, I could write 12x plus 2x. That's the same, right? Now, once I have four terms, what do? Once I have four terms, I can group. So I group the first two, I group the second two. What do the first two have in common? They have a 3x in common, and the last two have a 2 in common. If I factor 3x out of the first two, I'm left with x from the first term and 4 from the second term. Now if I factor 2 out of the last pair, I'm left with x from the 2x and 4 from the 8. Now did my grouping work? Yes, it did, because the stuff in the parentheses matches. Pull my x plus 4 out front. My leftovers are 3x and 2, so they go in the second set of parentheses. So that is how 3x squared plus 14x plus 8 factors. Now, I'm really hoping you have a question for me right now. Does that make perfect sense? Look at every single one of those steps and see if there's one of them that's not crystal clear. That one. How on earth would I have known to take 14x and write it as 12x plus 2x? I could have just as easily done 10x plus 4x and then it wouldn't have worked. So it's taking that first step that the AC method is all about. I kind of tricked you into that one because I multiplied it first, so you were used to seeing the 12x and the 2x. But normally we wouldn't know just by looking at it how to split 14. So we're going to learn how to split that middle term so that I can have four terms and do grouping. Okay, so here's the AC method. And again, the steps are kind of in smaller type on the left-hand side. So we have 3x squared plus 14x plus 8. We're going to do the same problem, but I'm going to show you how I knew to split that into 12 and 2. The first thing we do is we find AC. Remember, A is the number in front of your x squared, B is in front of your single variable, and C is the number with no variable at all. So for this problem, A is 3 and C is 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. I'll put that in the top of my little diamond here. B is 14, so that goes right there. Now I want to find two numbers to put on the sides. I want these two numbers to multiply to give me 24 and add to give me 14. Can you think of two numbers that multiply to give me 24 and add to give me 14? If you can, great, but if not, let's just list them all and see what they are. It could be 1 and 24, negative 1 and negative 24, nope. 2 and 12, nope, no way to get, oh wait, 2 and 12. That one gives me 14 right there. So if I put a 2 here and a 12 there, 2 times 12 is 24, 2 plus 12 is 14. That's how I know how to split my middle term. So that's how I know to take 14x and write it as 2x plus 12x, or 12x plus 2x. I've purposely written those in a different order to show you that the order doesn't matter at all. If I put the 2x first, then the first pair have in common is an x. The second pair have a 4 in common. Factor out the x and I have 3x plus 2. Factor out the 4 and I have 3x plus 2. Remember, in grouping you cannot keep going if your binomials don't match. But these binomials match, so I keep going and I get exactly the same answer. It's in a different order, but it's exactly the same answer. So the thing I want to show you is not just an example of the AC method, but to show you that it doesn't matter the order in which you split the term. Once you find that 2 and 12 are the numbers that work, you could do 2x plus 12x or 12x plus 2x. So that is one example of the AC method. In the next video, I will give you several more examples.